This is DG Vision Network.
Hello there, it's good to be here again. This is DG Vision Network with Pyra Gali. Regularly on this show, we bring you issues in ICT, business, lifestyle, and innovation. You can call it Africa's leading business and technology edge. I am Gideon Tubilaba, and today I have here with me Princely Mamodo. Princely, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's good to be here on the number one ICT and technology show in the country.
Yeah, that's on the continent.
Oh, the continent. Take that back.
All right, yeah, it's fine. The division train obviously has left the train station and it's not still late to happen. You can do that by subscribing to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/DGVisionNetwork. When you do this, you stay informed on trending issues in ICT, business, lifestyle, and innovation. In fact, our YouTube channel is a home to everything you're looking for. Don't also forget to follow us on all our social media handles displayed on the screen, as prizes are also available to win.
This is DG Vision Network.
In this edition, we have a special report on bank agents, otherwise known as POS operators in Nigeria, and fraud. This is becoming recurrent in that ecosystem.
It's a very interesting topic. And I must say myself, of recent, I've been apprehensive to use patronize these POS operators because of the various stories I've heard about fraud and all this. But unfortunately for me, I've never been a victim. So
that is fortunately for you.
Fortunately.
All right. On this special report, we hope that you will learn a lot from it. And also on this show, we have live with us today Samson Olatunde, a digital entrepreneur, who will talk to us about how clubs survived during the pandemic. It was a very trying time for us.
Wow, it was a very trying time.
Those of us that are football lovers, we couldn't get to see soccer.
Yes, but it also shows how big a business football is on sports in general. Because we saw the fans were not on the pitch, but yet they were able to survive.
But obviously, I think everything has come
back to
normal.
Back to normal. Football is big business. You can't take it away from it.
Yeah, of course. And on top 5 today, Princely, what should we be expecting from you?
Wow, today's top 5 are going to be looking into the mind of our ancestors, how intelligent and brilliant they were, because they were able to come up with some fantastic technology. You'll be surprised yourself. So that's what I have.
Sincerely, I cannot wait to see that. All right. Okay, that sounds great though. This and many more we have for you on the show today. But first, let's catch up with the trending issues and development that made news during the week.
A 5-man panel set up by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, has confirmed that the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Isa Ali Patanmi, went through rigorous processes before his appointment as a professor of cybersecurity in the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, FUTO. The FUTO chapter of ASUU said Patanmi's application scaled 6 hurdles before it was ratified by the Governing Council. The panel clarified that external assessors were engaged to examine the minister's publication to end the academic position. It should be noted, the investigation was commissioned by the Congress of FUTO chapter ASUU at its session on September 22, 2021. The Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC), in line with the terms of the Nigerian Communications Act and the Commission's unique tradition of extensive stakeholders consultation on all telecom-related topics, held a stakeholders consultative forum, which is a critical regulatory requirement for the auctioning of the 3.5 GHz spectrum needed for Nigerians' early rollout of the 5G technology services. The event, which was recently held in Lagos, had in attendance both physically and virtually the regulators, industry players, consumers, and the press. In his opening address, the Executive Vice Chairman and the CEO of NCC, Professor Umar Gabra Dambata, reiterated the need for stakeholders' involvement and further buttressed why there is no better time for the launch of the 5G technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, the global impact of 4G technology brought about increase in mobile usage and network performance. 5G technology will leverage on this momentum to bring substantial network improvements including higher connection period, mobility and capacity, as well as low latency capabilities.
The forum afforded industry stakeholders the opportunity to discuss the draft information memorandum for the upcoming auction of the 3.5 GHz spectrum band, which will be used for the country's early rollout of 5G technology services. Among those present at the event were the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Patanmi, represented by Y. Abubakar Landan, Altson Chairman, Engineer Benga Adebayo, and many others.
Nigerian Communications Commission, under the Center of the Federal Ministry of Communications and Economy, is saddled with the responsibility of developing strategies, standards, guidelines, and frameworks for the deployment of our 5G networks nationwide. Accordingly, to ensure a coordinated approach, the Commission has been directed not only collaborate with relevant agencies under the Ministry, but with all other relevant stakeholders in order to achieve the aims and objectives of the policy.
We in the industry key into the vision of the NCC, and we offer assurances of our cooperation and support with you at all times. We also assure you of our commitment to all of your regulatory direction and guidelines from time to time.
This is DG Vision Network.
This is DG Vision Network with Bayo Gabi, your leading business and technology show on the continent. I am Gideon Tobiloba, and with me here is Prince Mamodo. For details, join us at www.youtube.com/DGVision and subscribe for news, views, and also to win prizes. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms displayed on your screen.
This is DG Vision Network.
Our special report today is on bank agents, also known as POS operators, their activities in Nigeria and fraud. These two things has been occurring in the news for some time now.
Yes.
POS operators defrauding customers and vice versa.
Yes, and I'm very happy this report is coming now because the POS business is becoming very as big.
It's one of the fastest
growing very fast. Almost any corner you see,
yes, and kudos must also be given to them for like taking banking services to the unbanked areas,
making the cashless economy and
the digital
economy more accessible even to areas which don't have banking services.
All right, so let's go. Let's see this report. You don't have to leave your TV set. We'll be right back.
Agent banking, otherwise known as point of sale or POS operation, is probably one of the most lucrative business in Nigeria currently. While some people focus on it as a primary source of income, having several outlets, it's an additional source of income for others. These outlets provide banking services including cash deposits and withdrawals, fund transfers, utility bill payment, airtime recharge, and other related services as would a financial institution, but with an added advantage in servicing remote areas that are unbanked. Apart from shops specifically set up to provide the services, other goods and services providers play a role in banking aid. In recent times, they have been more popular with the increase in the number of fintechs in the country. Although the Nigerian interbank settlement system data shows there are about 307,000 POS machines in Nigeria as of March 2021, only 167,000 were active. While agent banking promotes financial inclusion, it's not without its own risks and challenges.
Mobile money and agency banking are just parts of the measures and tools being introduced by the federal government in ensuring that more Nigerians are safe financially. So what it means is that since the banks can't be on every street in the country, since the insurance firms can't be on all the corners and local government in the countries, we should be able to bring financial services closer to people.
Now, from some interactions that we have had, we discovered that POS business has its place in our economy as of today, because not every place has been covered by the operations of bank or even ATM services.
The Central Bank of Nigeria introduced the POS system and agent banking in 2013 to achieve financial inclusion and develop a cashless economy. Apart from commercial banks with agent banking arms like First Money by First Bank and Access Closer by Access Bank, fintechs like Pega, IntoSwitch, QuickTeller, and Kuda Bank also play in this field. A recent statistics from the Shared Agent Network Expansion Facilities, a CBN initiative to oversee agency banking in Nigeria and promote financial inclusion, reportedly depicts an impressive year for the sector. However, there have been an outcry on the number of fraud committed in this sector.
Yes, it is possible. It has been perpetrated before. It will still be perpetrated, just not in Nigeria. I mean, it's a global phenomenon.
It should be regulated because most of those agents, they even had additional charges. After charging you 100 naira or 200 naira, over the amount you are withdrawing. When you get home, you discover that other charges still enter your account. So if it is not regulated, so many people will be defrauding people.
I had a series of experiences. Only that sometimes the transaction as a point of sales, it doesn't come at the time expected. Secondly, there are a lot of things going on now, and some scammers have entered into the system that you wouldn't even expect that they are scammers. At the end of the day, they will send you a text message and say credit alert, but your credit balance in the bank is not the same.
I think of recent, I started receiving debit alerts from my previous banks. But I can't actually trace it to maybe because I use POS actually, but I don't know because maybe that's the only way I know I'm careless now, using a strange person's POS to make withdrawal. So I don't know, maybe that's the case.
On the flip side of the coin, banking agents are also reported to be victims of the fraud carried out by customers. In some cases, according to operators, it can come in the form of fake transfer or multiple debits, which most times cannot be gotten back from the customers.
We are in the era of fake alerts, so many agents fall for the scam of fake alerts. I mean, the recent one that was in the news and in the paper was a customer who walked into an agent location who had a military camouflage on, and he requested to withdraw 100,000, and the agent gave the person, in similar military uniform, 100,000, and he received, an alert, and it happened to be a fake alert.
And man came, he did the transfer, but I didn't confirm the alert from us, but I saw the debit on his phone, and probably the alert didn't enter till today. He dropped his phone number, dropped everything, and the man is even a soldier self.
As governments and other stakeholders in the financial technology space continue to seek ways to sanitize the sectors, there is a need for both operators and customers to be vigilant when transacting point-of-sale transactions in order not to fall victim of fraudsters in the sector. According to Victor Olojo, president of the Association of Mobile Money and Banking Agency in Nigeria, an association that further certifies the eligibility of operators, he said the association is already sanitizing the sector and both the operators and customers have a role to play in fishing out bad eggs in the sector to commensurate the efforts of the association.
I can tell you that no well-licensed agents, no agent who is properly registered as an agent will want to do that because you'll be traced. I don't know if you're getting what I mean. So the fact is, a properly licensed agent who has gone through the necessary KYC, who has an identifiable address, whose BVN has been taken down, you will not want to use the POS device to capture the details or clone the details of your customers because you'll be tracked down, you'll be arrested. The footprint of that transaction will be traced down to your terminal. So I tell you confidently that there is no way a properly registered agent will commit such fraud. Unfortunately, POS terminals are falling into the hands of fraudsters, and we will leave this squarely on the tables of the operators and the banks.
Hello, I am Bayero Agabi, welcoming you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact, and new business frontiers. This is DG Vision Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
Wow, that report.
Well,
is
very interesting. Yes, shed light on so many stuff.
So many
now
areas.
We can see both sides of the coin. It's not only the POS operators, both the POS operators and the customers, both victims in this case of fraud.
It means that when this machine get to the hands of the wrong people,
it's
going to be very, very dangerous. And that is why the association and other stakeholders,
yes, including government,
yes,
and the regulatory agencies.
Agencies have to do more in securing this ecosystem before it is bastardized by these unscrupulous elements.
Yes, false stars.
All right, you are still watching DigiVision Network with Bayero Agabi. For details, log on to www.digivisionnetwork.com, or better still, subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/DigiVisionNetwork. I'm Gideon Tuglaba, and with me here is still Princely Momodo. And next to come is the top 5s. Princely, over to you.
Yes. Now, dating thousands of years ago are several examples of ancient technologies that even leaves modern scientists awestruck by the knowledge and the sense and wisdom of our ancestors in the past. So on today's edition, I'm going to give you top 5 ancient technologies that were way ahead of their time. In at number 5 is the Greek automated doors. The automated door technology made its appearance in 1931 and was considered to be one of the signs of modern age. Yet the world had already seen this technology all the way back to the 1st AD. So how did this work? If you wanted to open this door, a fire would need to be lit to generate heat, causing the atmospheric build-up in a brass vessel. These brass vessels would then pump water in holding containers, and this function will act as weight to open the door. Think of it as an hydraulic system. Unfortunately, the ancient doors took quite a long time to open, and the process was hard to stop once it started. At number 4 is the Baghdad battery. The Baghdad battery is a 2,000-year-old ancient artifact that could be seen as an ancient version of the battery. The ancient invention was discovered in 1983 by a German archaeologist outside Baghdad. This device is a clay jar, and inside the clay jar is a copper cylinder and an iron rod. If you were to pour a weak acid into the clay jar, something like a vinegar or grape juice, the combination will cause the battery to generate about 1 volt of electricity. But why would the ancient civilization need a battery anyway? At the moment, it's unclear, but according to theories, it was used to electroplate materials, or some say it was used for religious ceremony. It was used to literally shock devotees into belief. Nevertheless, the Baghdad battery's true purpose is still up for debate, and there is no valid explanation in sight. In at number 3 is the Zhang seismoscope. Dating back 2,000 years ago to ancient China, the Zhang seismoscope was the first earthquake detection device recorded in history, and it was usually very effective. The person who created this tool was Zhang Heng, dubbed the Leonardo da Vinci of China. Zhang was an inventor, astronomer, engineer, scientist, scholar, and artist. The Zhang seismoscope was able to detect earthquakes hundreds of kilometers away remotely. The jar device featured 8 tubes projection shaped as a dragon head on the exterior, with 8 corresponding toad at the base of the jar. To indicate the direction of the distance of the earthquake, the Zhang device dropped a bronze ball from one of the 8 tubes projection shaped as a dragon. The ball fell into the mouth of a corresponding metal object shaped as a toad, each representing the direction in which the seismic wave was traveling. At number 2 is Leonardo da Vinci's armor tank. Many of Leonardo da Vinci's ideas could have easily made the list, yet, like his armor tank idea, many of them were not created due to the limitations of the time, but many of his designs and ideas are being used today. His ancient invention, the armor tank, was one of our favorites, the precursor to the modern tank. Leonardo da Vinci's modern tank invention was capable of moving in any direction and was equipped with large numbers of weapons. The most famous of Leonardo da Vinci's war machine, the armor tank, was designed to intimidate and scatter opposing army. And number 1 on the list is the Anketera. The Anketera mechanism is an ancient Greek hand-powered orrery, described as the oldest example of an analog computer used to predict atmospherical positions and eclipse in advance. It could also be used to trace a 4-year cycle athletic games, which is equivalent to the Olympics of today. This artifact was among the wreckage retrieved from a shipwreck off the coast of Greek island Anketera in 1901. The instrument is believed to have been designed and constructed by Greek scientists and has been variously dated to 87 BC or between 150 and 100 BC.
All known fragments of the Anketerra mechanism are now being kept in a National Archaeology Museum in Athens, along with a number of artistic reconstructions and replicas to demonstrate how it may have worked and looked like.
This is AIT Infotech Network, reaching you from Freetown in Sierra Leone,
Accra, the Ghanaian capital,
Addis Ababa in Ethiopia,
Johannesburg in South Africa.
We are in Cairo in Egypt,
Tunis, the Tunisian capital,
Cape Town in South Africa, reaching you from Dubai, Hanover in Germany, live from Chicago, Las Vegas in the United States of America, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, we are in Beijing, China, in London, England.
So there you have it. That was a list of the top 5 Asian technologies way ahead of their time. An interesting list, don't you say?
Very, very interesting because it's mind-blowing.
Of course.
Knowing that our great-grandparents were that intelligent to have built something so massive and technologically driven.
And to think of the limited resources they had to put these things together,
yes.
and limited materials to research on.
Yeah.
And I can't even fathom how the next 1,000 years will be in terms of
no, I don't want to even think about that. But I'm not disappointed in our generation because we have proven to be good descendants of these intelligent people.
Yeah, carrying the torch.
Very, very interesting and intelligent people. The pandemic struck and the whole world was caught unawares. One sector that was really hit by it was sports. Today, everything seems to be falling back to what it usually was, but what are those different ways sports organizations responded to the pandemic? This is part of what we'll be discussing with Samson Olatunde, a digital entrepreneur. Welcome to the show, Samson.
Thank you for having me to share.
All right. The pandemic struck and it caused major changes to the way we do a lot of things, and sport was one of those areas. In what ways do you think the pandemic really affected sports?
We must understand that nobody expected the pandemic coming, and what the pandemic has done for us is that it has played a major role in opening our eyes to so many opportunities. Now, looking at it from the digital transformation, everybody is beginning to embrace more and appreciate more the digital in whatever we are doing. So if you look at the digital transformation, it has created a lot of opportunity in the sports industry in this country and all over the world. Now, what do I mean? So I'm going to give like four opportunities around these questions that you have asked me. So for instance, there's a drive for more fans experience virtually as against what will happen on site. So let's assume that a stadium can seat a capacity of, let's say, 10,000 people or 5,000 people. Now, with the help of the virtual viewership, we can have more than 5,000 or 10,000 of that capacity. Now, so there's more reach, there's more people, there's more live streaming, and then there's opportunities in different sectors. So look at it from the aspect of the sport betting. Now, many people are beginning to do more of the sport betting because of the opportunity the digital platform has created. If there's no app where people can log on to, or if there's no website where they can go bet, it means that it will not increase turnover. It means that many people will not be willing to sit to want to watch the match because they know that they put their money into betting. So what that means is that there's a lot of conversation around people, reach, money, streaming happening in that regard. So if you look at it again from the angle of increasing or generating more people to participate in sport, now because I have alternative source, not just on my DSTV or on my GoTV, I have access to my mobile device. I can get connected with as low as 100 naira with the data, and I can have access to that quality exclusive sport. That is an avenue of a lot of opportunities. So you see the breadth of content platform, creating partners across board, and then increasing the fan base, new innovation coming into reality. The fans' experience are increasing. Many of them begin to look for a way to also see how they can scale up this by telling more people. And so the sport content on its own, you have more viewership, you have multiple platforms, including the mobile phone, taking advantage of it. Like I've said, you have the regular subscription. Many people are going to be loyal to say I'm going to be renewing my data, I'm going to be renewing access to my subscription on DSTV or GoTV. Now, all of that are people that the clubs must have partnered with, and then there's a sharing formula to sustain the clubs, to sustain whatever staff management team that is involved in all of the operation. So it makes a lot of sense to combine the digital to the online on-site rather, and that gives us that holistic view of the help of pandemic, opening our eyes to opportunities, and then seeing how the sport industry can be sustained.
How are these sports outfits able to convert this profit making even in the absence of physical participation?
Now, you look at it from the aspect of attracting and engaging more sponsors. So as events are going on, remember that people reach, they bought tickets, they are watching exclusive, they bought data, they are watching exclusively a particular match. Don't forget also that some of them bought plans, data plan, some of them bought the devices just because they want to have access exclusively. Some of them even don't even subscribe to DSTV. They use internet access connected to know what is happening. Now, all of that is population, viewership. It means that a club can sell advertorial as the streaming is going on based on the customer data. Many of them will want to have access to those data. Mining, selling of fans database for businesses that want to spring up new market, new product. These are opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities when it comes to digital transformation in the sport industry based on what is happening currently. We're not going to have it the way it used to be before. Many people are going to prefer because of so many things that has happened.
All right, thank you very much for that eye-opening submission, Samson. That was Samson Olatunde, a digital entrepreneur and founder of Digital CEO Tribe. And that's where we put a curtain on the show for this week. For details, please join us at www.dgvisionnetwork.com, or better still, you subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/dgvisionnetwork. On behalf of our regular anchor, Byra Gabi, thank you for watching. I am Gideon Tobiloba.
And I'm Prince Lee Momodu.
Join us again next week. Bye for now.